Another week, another game. Detroit Lions taking on those Atlanta Falcons, aka the Dirty Birds. Just a little recap of what happened last week with both of these teams. The Detroit Lions, getting another incredible win. Well, I wouldn't say another because, we haven't had too many wins this season outside of the Vikings game and the game we just had against the Arizona Cardinals at home. But it was an amazing win for the Lions to come out there and just dominate on both sides from the start of the game all the way to the finish. They really just showed that 4 quarters of football was played by the Detroit Lions, and that's not something we saw too often this year. But hopefully that's that momentum and that trend continues not only the rest of this season, get that momentum to close out the season, and hopefully this energy and this atmosphere and the mindset of these players and the coaching staff carries into next year, and we can have a great start and hopefully do some damage next year against some of these teams. But right now we're just playing spoiler. We're being like the Grinch, stealing Christmas spirit away from some of these teams, looking to get to the playoffs and maybe screw up some seedings and stuff like that. And on the flip side, you have the Atlanta Falcons coming off of a loss to the 49ers. So now these two teams will match up this weekend. Getting a little bit into it, is it seeing as how this game I think is going to play out. There's a lot of things to consider as far as how this could play out. I think really whoever is able to establish the run the best is really going to be able to just control this game from a standpoint the pace, as well as keeping the other team's offense on the sideline. And like I said with the Lions, that's when they're best is running the football, and they've been really showing that they can do it. This offensive line has been incredible. So it doesn't with all 3 of our running backs that we've had in, even with Swerving on Williams being out, we were still able to run the football, so it showed this big testament of how our O-line's been doing, and hopefully we can keep that going. And we're starting to see with some of our receivers, because I know we don't have any big name receivers right now, but you're starting to see some guys really pick it up at St. Brown, for example, really just starting to establish himself as a possible premium receiver as of not right now, but you never know. As time goes on, we'll see just how good he is. And on the flip side, you got Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons offense. Not a lot of things they do good. A lot of things, I feel like they're a little bit inconsistent this season. It's just a matter of matchups, I think, with them. But they can definitely still go off, even though they don't have Julio Jones anymore. But they still got some great weapons out there. Calvin Ridley, for example, being their main threat there. He can definitely scare you in more ways than one. But yeah, they've definitely been struggling like the Lions and the other ways here and there. I think just some inconsistencies. Injuries definitely too as well, but that's football for you. As for how I see this game playing out, I alluded to it a little bit ago. Whoever is able to establish the run better is really going to be able to control. But I think a big thing is not only being able to control the clock, keeping the other offense or on the sideline. When you get down to the red zone, you've definitely got to be able to capitalize. So whichever team can capitalize when they get in the red zone, I think is going to be really key to who's going to end up winning this game. As for who I have winning this game, honestly, this is probably one of the harder picks for the Lions, because I've typically been picking for them to lose, but I think this will be a close one, like I've said with a lot of their games. But yeah, this is definitely a tough game to pick. I think it's going to be really close. I could even see this even going to overtime, to be honest. If the tie was an answer, I'd probably even say possible tie, but obviously I'm going to pick a winner here. I think I'm gonna go with the Lions, just because I think as far as running the football, they've been a little bit more consistent with what they've been doing on offense as of late. And I think the Falcons have been struggling some ways here and there, but I think they definitely have they can make some plays against the Lions downfield, especially if they're able to block up what's going on with the defense up front. But right now, I just think the Lions have been a little bit more consistent, even in their losses with running the football. Even though we did have a little hiccup against the Denver Broncos, but like I mentioned before, my last video was, the Lions had a lot of players out, about 43% of their roster, so had a lot of people missing in that game. So yeah, I think the Lions will just edge out the Falcons in a very close one. I think it will be a very close game. Lions fans, Falcons fans, let me know your thoughts. Who do you have winning this game? You leave your thoughts in the comment section, and go Lions, and I'll see you guys next week.